Hello students, welcome back. So in the previous video we have covered till stoichiometry and the limiting reactant concept. Fine, that is also based on stoichiometry only. So today we'll see the reactions in solution. Right now whatever we have seen, we have covered the reactions only in their solid state and liquid state, their gaseous state, but not in aqueous solution. So let's talk about the reactions in solution. Why it is important? Because when we'll work in lab, okay, when we work in lab, so then there we are preparing solutions, okay, then how to, you can say, how to react the reactants in solutions and how they are going to react with each other in solution. So what is the amount, that how much amount has to be taken and how much amount is required, what is the product which is getting formed. So we'll see according to this. Okay, so that's why the topic is reactions in solutions expressing their concentration. Fine, all of you know that you have studied in 9th standard that what is solution. Okay, that solution which you have studied, that is the binary solution. Binary solution, okay, which consists of two components, solute and solvent, that you already know. Solute that is present in the less amount and the solvent which is present in the more amount. Okay, so binary solution only we have to study. Solution, by the help of solution you can say we are expressing the composition of the substance, that how much percentage is required. Okay, so let's start with this topic. So the concentration terms which you have to study, that solutions can be expressed in the following concentration terms. So let's see all the terms, then we'll discuss one by one. First is mass percent. Few of you have studied in 9th standard as well, so we'll see the repetition of that. Volume percent. Okay, third is mass by volume percent. Okay, then few terms are new that you will be studying in now in 11th standard only. So mass by volume percent we have seen. Then we'll talk about molarity. Then fifth one is molality. Okay. Then sixth one is mole fraction. Seventh one is strength of solution. Eighth is ppm. Ninth is molarity equation. There is one more term, normality, but that is not in your syllabus, but let's see, it is also the part of the concentration term, but we will not study. Fine. So these are the concentration terms in which the solutions can be expressed. Fine. So let's see the various terms. So we'll start one by one. So first is the mass percent. As the name suggests, mass percent. It means we're going to express the reactants in terms of their mass. That how much mass or how much amount of the reactant has to be taken for carrying out the particular reaction. So mass percent. Okay. So it is defined as, the number of parts of the component by mass. Okay, number of parts by mass of one component. Okay, by mass per 100 parts by mass, per 100 parts by mass of the solution. What's the meaning of this? It is defined as the number of parts by mass of the component. Okay, whatever component we're going to take, per 100 parts by mass of the solution. So generally in solution, okay, we'll see that solute and solvent. Solvent always represented by A and solute always represented by B. So if AB is the solution in general, okay, then A is always solvent, and if you are talking about B, so B is always solute. This is, you can say, by convention. Okay, by convention. Fine. Okay. So let's see mathematically that mass percent is equal to, we are talking about the component A, so it's WA divided by WA plus WB into 100. So this is the formula of mass percent. Fine. Let's see the second one, volume percent. So it is defined as same as, but only instead of mass it is same as that we have defined mass percent, but instead of the mass percent, that what will come? Volume will come. Instead of mass, volume will come. Defined as the number of parts by volume of one component per 100 parts by volume of the solution. So what's the formula? Volume percent is equal to VA divided by VA plus VB into 100. Similarly, we can write for component, next component, volume percentage of second component VA plus VB into 100. So these are the formulas. Fine. Similarly, for mass percent also we can write WB divided by WA plus WB. Fine. It's very simple, but you have studied in 9th standard. Okay. So this is important. And we know that solution contains solute plus solvent both. So that's why we are saying by 100 parts by mass of the solution. Whatever component is there with respect to the solution we have taken. Next is mass by volume. So here both will come. Okay, mass by volume. So let's see mass by volume. Third, mass by volume percent. So it is defined as mass of one component. Okay, mass of one component per 100 parts by volume of the solution. Fine, this is mass by volume percentage. So that is M by V percentage is equal to WA divided by VA plus VB into 100. So this is mass by volume percent. Fine. Now let's see the next term. Next term is ppm. ppm is parts per million parts. Fine. So when we have to use ppm, it's parts per million parts. Like in some cases, we'll find that the amount of the solute or the concentration of the solute is very, very less. Okay, so in case if it is very, very less, then if we are using the mass percent or volume percent for the calculation of its concentration, then the value is coming out to be very, very small. Okay, very, very small. So it's coming out to be very, very small. So in that case, we have to choose the another term so that it just give the exact, or you can say it should give the that higher value, larger value. Okay, so that it can be reported. Fine. So parts per million parts, it is used under condition when the amount of solute is very less, or you can say for dilute solution. All of you know what is dilute solution, in which the concentration of solute is less. Fine. So the concentration of solute is less, and ppm is generally, you can say, like it's used like suppose in the atmosphere that the particles are there, air particles and the particles of the another oxides are there, NO2, SO2, CO2. So how those particles concentration can be measured? Because they are, like, you can say few particles are there in the atmosphere. Okay, small particles are there whose concentration is less. So this particles concentration can be measured in terms of ppm. Particles concentration which is present in atmosphere can be expressed as ppm. Okay, and secondly, hardness of water. All of you know what is hard water, which contains the ions of calcium and magnesium. Okay, calcium and magnesium salt, sulfates, chlorides and bicarbonate. So hardness of water can be reported in ppm. So this is the purpose of ppm. Parts per million parts. So what's the formula? ppm is mass of component, whatever component is there, divided by mass of solution into 10 to the power 6. As we know that 1 million is equal to 10 to the power 6. Okay. So this is the particle. This is a parts per million parts. Similarly, we can express in terms of volume also, that volume of component divided by volume of solution per million. Okay, so let's see. So this is the main purpose of ppm, parts per million parts. Very, very important. Only has to be used when the concentration of solute is very, very less, because the mass percent and volume percent, they are not accurate in that case. In terms of volume, volume of component divided by volume of solution into 10 to the power 6. So this is about the ppm. Okay, so let's see the next term. Next concentration term is molarity. This is a new term for you, molarity. Okay, as the name suggests, it contains molar in it, molarity. Okay, it is represented by capital M. The molarity is again the concentration term, and generally you will find this is only the concentration term that we use throughout our calculation in chemistry. In chemistry, generally we are dealing with the molarity only. In order to carry out any reaction, we always prepare molar solutions. Okay, so let's see what is this molarity. You will also be using, you will be preparing the molar solutions in the lab, and we'll start with the practical in that titration 1. Okay, so molar solutions you will be preparing. So it is defined as the gram moles of solute present per liter of solution. It is defined as the gram moles of solute present per liter of the solution. So mathematically, let's say what is molarity. Molarity is equal to number of moles of solute Now see here, the terms are important. Okay. If you will write only number of moles, then it's of no meaning. Which number of moles? Solute or solvent? So this you need to specify. Solute divided by volume of solution in liters. This is also important in liters and this is also important in solution. Okay, so here these are the important terms, so you need to understand. If you will not mention liters, if you will not mention volume of what, if you write only volume, then it's meaningless. If you write only number of moles divided by volume, it's meaningless. It's number of moles of solute, not solvent, and volume of solution, not solvent, in liters specifically. Fine. So let's find out the unit. So it's clear, I think. Molarity is the number of moles of solute present per liter of the solution. If we see the units, number of moles we know will represent in moles, divided by volume is in liter. So units are moles per liter. Okay, what are the units? Moles per liter. You can also write like this, moles per liter, and it is also known as molar. Okay, molar. Molar means moles per liter. Okay, are you getting? This is a difference. You can either write moles per liter or molar. Molar means moles per liter. Fine. Now we'll modify this formula as we have studied in the same chapter, that what are the number of moles. So let's modify accordingly. Okay, so let's modify this. The molarity term, number of moles is equal to what? It is represented by small n, you know, given mass. They are talking about solute. Solute we have seen, we are representing by B, that is solute. And volume of, number of moles of solute, then given mass, number of moles, given mass divided by molar mass of the solute. Okay, so this is the number of moles. Fine. Now let's modify. Molarity is equal to, substitute the value of number of moles, WB. Okay, first write here, NB divided by volume in liters. Fine. Okay. Now let's modify. Okay. Here mention volume of solution. Now modify. Substitute the value WB by MB into 1 by VS in liters. So this is molarity. WB by MB into VS in liters. Suppose if the volume, if volume is given in milliliters, volume of solution, then we have to use the factor of 1000. So the formula will be modified. So it will become NB by MB into 1000 divided by volume in ml here. Fine. So this is about molarity. So this formula finally this is the formula that we'll be using for solving the problems based on molarity. Fine. Now let's talk about the next term, that is the molality. Sixth one. Okay. Let's see, the sixth term is molality. As the name suggests, molality. So here molal is coming and it is represented by small m. Okay. So it is the it is defined as the number of gram moles of solute present per kg of the solvent. Now here the terms are different. It is defined as the mass of the solute, gram moles of the solute present per kg of the solvent. It is represented by small m. Okay, because it is different from molality. Molarity is capital M. This is molality, L, molal. So it is number of moles. Okay, let's write in that way only, that number of moles of solute divided by mass of the solvent in kg. So here what are the terms which are important? Important terms, that is your solvent, solute, then mass and kg. Okay, so these are the important. Without solute, without kg, without solvent, mass of what? Solution, solvent, solute, that you have to specify. So let's modify again. Molality, as we have modified in case of molarity, number of moles of solute divided by mass of the solvent in kg, that is WA. A is solvent in kg. Again modify, given mass by molar mass into mass in kg. Fine. So suppose if mass is given in grams, then we'll, if mass capital M is given, not capital M, W, A is given in grams, then molality is equal to WB divided by MB into 1000. Factor of 1000 will come. WA is in grams. Okay. So just concentrate on both the terms and try to analyze what is the major difference between the two. Then we'll also see the difference between the two. Okay, so this is molality, that is the number of moles of solute per kg of the solvent. So solvent and solute terms are important here, and the mass has to be taken instead of volume that we have taken in the molarity. So there is a difference between molar, molal and the mole. Okay, so let's see the next term, or before that let's find out its units. As per the definition, the units of molality are as follows. So this is also the formula. Okay, so let's see the units. So what are the units of molality? As we have seen, number of moles per kg of the solvent. Okay. That is number of moles of solute per kg of the solvent. This is number of mole and kg. So the units are moles per kg, or you can write like this, moles per kg, or molal, or you can also write small m. Okay, so this is about, here it's better to write molality only. So these are the units. Fine. Now let's understand one thing here. If I am saying 0.5 molar, okay, and 0.5 moles, 0.1 molal, or and 0.1 mole. So there is a difference. This means what? Molarity. Okay, and this means only 0.5 moles, simple moles. Here also this represents molality, and this represents simple moles. So this is a difference. Molarity, because it is the number of moles per liter of solution, number of moles per kg of the solvent. So this is a difference. But here it is not with respect to something. It's only just simply represents the number of moles. So there is a difference between the two terms. Okay. Question is also there based on this. That are these terms same? If no, then what's the difference? If yes, then what's the answer? Fine. So you have to explain accordingly. So let's see the next term. Mole fraction. Mole fraction, as the name suggests, I think it's the 7th one. Mole fraction. As the name suggests, fraction, it means it's the ratio of the moles. Okay. So mole fraction is defined as a ratio of the number of moles of one component to the number of moles of all the components present in the solution. Okay, so whatever the number of components are present in this solution, we have to take the ratio of that. Fine, so that we are calculating the mole fraction of that particular component in the total solution in which all other components are also present. So this is represented by chi. This is known as chi. Okay, so let's say in our solution, three components are present or two components are present. Three are present, A, B, C. So if we want to write the mole fraction of A is equal to number of moles of A to that of the number of moles of all the components present in the solution. So Na plus Nb plus Nc. Okay, in total you can write Na, chi A is equal to Na divided by Nt, where Nt is equal to all the number of moles present in the solution. Similarly, we can write for B. Similarly, we can write for C. Similarly, we can write for if any other component is present. Generally, we will consider the component solution of two components only. Fine.
Finish it.
Okay. So let's write the another components. That is mole fraction of B is equal to what? Nb divided by Nt. Similarly, mole fraction of C is equal to number of moles of C to that of total. And you have to remember one thing, that sum of all the mole fraction is always equal to 1. That is Na, all the mole fraction, that is chi A plus chi B plus chi C is always equal to 1. How? To substitute Na divided by Nt plus Nb divided by Nt, Nc divided by Nt is equal to 1. So we will take LCM. Na plus Nb plus Nc divided by Nt is equal to 1. This is also equal to Nt. So Nt divided by Nt cancel out is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1 here. So that's why due to this, mole fraction is a unitless quantity. As it is a ratio of the moles, so it is the unitless quantity. Fine. So no unit. Okay, chi has no unit. So this you have to keep in mind. Fine, so this is all about the terms. Rest of the terms we'll discuss in our next class. I hope it's clear to everyone till mole fraction. Fine. So till then, thank you and have a nice day.